I hope I wasn't bothering you too much.
No.
We both did some exercising today. I went out, walked for about an hour. What'd you do?
Oh, I worked out for 30 minutes.
What'd you do?
Arms,
Arms. Okay.
biceps, and
Biceps.
back arm.
Back arm. Rounds. Back rounds.
No, back arms. No, back arms.
Back rounds? Okay. Well, now, what would be your reaction if you were to hear? This is actually our 9th episode.
Yay.
We almost have about 10 hours into this whole thing. It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Just because... I'm sorry if it bothers you.
No, it doesn't.
It gives me sort of a goal every week to set up this whole thing, and like we just chat and chill, and I take 2 or 3 hours to edit the video, and I don't know, I kind of it keeps my mind away from like the dark stuff. If you got work you know that you enjoy doing, it takes away the bad emotions. I, weirdly enough, have as well got a lot of stuff done yesterday. But as I told you in church, what was it? That yesterday I set a goal to not be on the internet, for the whole day, and that fell through at around 10 or 11 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
But from the day that I had the no internet, I got a lot of stuff done. I ended up showering, doing and folding the laundry on the same day. I contacted my sister. I contacted an old friend. I got a hold of my medication. What was it? I exercised for 2 hours, but 1 hour in the morning and 1 hour in the afternoon.
Yeah.
And I had a small hour and a half nap, and I don't know. It felt like my head was in a much more stable place.
Yeah.
So it turns out that possibly, maybe, the internet is a bad thing.
It
could, yeah. I think more often than not, it's probably a bad thing. But there's still a lot of benefits, like talking to people that you can't talk to normally.
Yeah.
There's also video games.
Yep.
Your multiplayer, you got the Call of Duties.
Yeah, I got the Call of Duties.
Yeah. This is the most I've ever talked in a conversation with you in this whole show. Yeah, you go ahead. How's your life been for the last week?
Yeah, long and boring.
Boring.
Yeah. Waking up, go to work, come home, go to bed, wake up, go back to work.
You should try to get into a hobby.
Video games is my hobby.
What have you played?
Let's see, right now I was playing Forza Horizon 5.
Meet any dumb people?
Nah. There is some. I almost ran over a couple people. They got in my way, so I smacked their car out the way.
Okay. Did you punch them in the face?
You can't punch people in that game. It's ready to eat.
Okay, did you find their IP address and personally drive over to their house and punch them in the face?
No. Why would I do that?
What is life but punching people in faces repeatedly?
That's just being mean to people.
That's assault.
That's assault and battery. You're going to go to jail for a very long time for that one.
But listen, I may be a peanut.
Peanut gallery.
I may be a peanut. I may be a peanut, but I am not assaulted.
You're about to be assaulted.
But you get it?
I got it.
This is salt.
You're gonna be assaulted.
Assault. Yeah.
You're gonna be assaulted.
I want to thank you for buying that Funko Pop for me.
No, yeah, that was awesome.
You know that I actually have watched the first full series.
Yeah, Naruto.
Yeah, and I only brag about it because it's literally 300 episodes, the first one, and like there's 400 or 500 in Shippuden, and even then, I still got half the series done.
I'm not even done with the first series because I forget to watch it.
I spoiled myself in the final fight, but there are so many good fights that I haven't got to because I spoiled myself on YouTube for Naruto in Shippuden, and I watched a few of the guys that they were already hinting at and showing their faces on the episodes that I've already watched, and it was so cool, and it would have been so amazing to watch their backstories and get to know the whole thing. But nope, I get to watch a group of 5 people with the same hair color summon down a gigantic meteor that destroys a very memorable place in the whole show that hasn't ever been destroyed before.
Huh.
That is, you hear about it, it's talked about. I don't know if I want to spoil this to you.
No, don't, because I haven't even watched it.
Okay, so it is a prevalent thing in the show that has never been destroyed, and you'll know about it. You've heard of. I know you've heard about it. If you watch Naruto, you've heard about it, 100%. But the orange-haired people with the same hair color destroy it, and okay, that's all I'm gonna say. It's a very memorable thing that you'll know about, and they've destroyed it. What's your favorite Naruto character?
I do not know. It's probably just Naruto.
Yeah, and I like Naruto. I like Lee, and I like Gaara.
I forgot her name. She's like the quiet one off the show that stalks freaking Naruto.
The pink one.
No, the one with the pink eyes. That can see the chakra in your body.
Oh, well, I think I know who you're talking about. She isn't the only one that can do it, though.
I know her brother can do it too, but I'm talking about the one who loves Naruto.
Oh, the blue hair person, right?
Yeah, short blue hair.
They did a Harry Potter thing where at the end of at the end of Shippuden, they're all adults and people have married and legitimately
Have kids.
Either canceled ships or confirmed ships, and there are some people in there that are together that you'd expect, and there are people that you wouldn't for left field
expect who's dating.
So something is very something. One of them, I'm gonna make an example, but this isn't real. But a few are so wacky that it would be like if Choji and Sakura were there.
Oh, that would have been funny. That would be unexpected. Oh, dang, Choji and freaking Sakura.
Yeah.
Sakura's a loner.
I'm coming up with topics for some reason.
You know what would be a funny relationship?
What?
Naruto and what's his name?
Don't go down that route.
I'm warning him. Sasuke.
Back in high school, man.
Come on, think about it. They kissed in one of the episodes on accident. Think about it.
Back in high school, they would always talk about Naruto and Sasuke ships, and I'd be like, "No,
They did kiss in one of the episodes, bro. Come on now.
They did. Yes, they did.
Naruto can do that Saksu Jutsu to turn himself into a female.
You know the smaller kid that wants to grow up and get that sort of role models himself after Naruto.
Oh yeah, the little boy.
The in Shippuden, he's actually about the age Naruto was in the first series, and he Naruto did actually teach him how to do that, and he did it, and he's not the only one that can do that jutsu anymore.
The sexy jutsu.
Yeah, it's a different version of it, but it's kind of funny.
That is funny. Sexy jutsu.
Eh.
Naruto turned into a female.
Let's not be two fat guys talking about.
I'm not even fat.
Anime girl. Sorry, I'm trying to avoid the stereotype.
I'm actually skinny.
You are very skinny. You're very lithe too, and I'm fat. I am Tomska fat. Asdif,
Oh,
the creator of it, also turns out he's not the one who animates it. He's the one who writes it.
oh.
I looked at some of his channel content, and yeah, he does animate himself, but that actually is none of his animations.
That's his story.
He writes. Ultimately, what it comes down to is he's the one that writes the jokes. That's what he said. He owns the content and he is the writer, but he pays somebody to animate the jokes. Yeah.
Okay.
I guess if you think about it, I could have.
You make a sitcom.
I could pay somebody to just animate the stuff. Right? Oh my! You don't know about the thing.
What thing?
I animated. It wasn't impressive, but it was a legitimate actual animation with anatomically correctness. It just wasn't very impressive. I animated a hand closing.
Well, you know all
Only
the,
4 frames.
You know, what's her name? Oddball. You know the animation called Oddball.
No.
He looks like a freaking like marshmallow.
Okay.
Just like legs, a circle, and a head, and arms. That looks like a marshmallow.
Okay.
Yeah, that's not good animation, but freaking he makes a lot of money. That's making funny freaking animations.
It's never about like the tool, unless if it's so amazingly detailed, like One Punch Man's final fight. Watching the animation is always the back step or the back portrait to the story or the person who writes the actual content. If it's the person who makes it, who has the thought of it, who puts the writing into it, that is the one that makes the sort of money. It doesn't matter how good or how bad of an artist you are, as long as you're able to put a picture to a story. There's a fandom called Homestuck that does this very well, where the artist primarily has a really good story and they know the bare minimum of how to draw.
Yeah.
But they were able to make a comic, and they were able to make like the basic pictures for it, and people gobbled it up not because of the pictures, but because of the story itself.
Yeah.
Sorry for going a little ham on that.
No, because Jen animation, she's not really good at drawing either, but she makes really good content in animation.
Yes, it's good.
And she's
Example.
She's freaking hilarious.
The Odd One Is Out is one as well.
Yeah, I watched them too.
As if all these guys that have like low quality animations and detail, and they're going at millions and millions of views.
Yeah, because they're funny.
Because they're well written. Yeah.
Well, she just tells stories what she played, like Meslock. You know what Meslock is, right?
I only just figured that out like in the past 4 or 5 months.
You basically
random stuff, right?
No, Meslock is it's from Pokemon, of course. It's called Meslock.
Okay.
You catch a Pokemon, you name it.
Okay.
To have a thing. If it passes out, it dies. So you can't use it anymore. That's what a Meslock is.
Oh,
You thought it was something else?
I thought it was the whole game. Throughout the whole game itself, you walk through within the game's confines of the Pokemon, including legendaries.
Mm-hmm.
You walk through any grass, and a random Pokemon of any random level, of any random type and origin, regardless of where it is in the game, could possibly spawn there.
Yeah, she talked about that too. She put it. She did a 2-player Nuzlocke, but randomized the Pokemon. But the same thing, you nickname the Pokemon to get attached to it, but also if it faints, it dies.
So I did know half of it.
You can do random.
Okay.
She's like, if I walk in the grass and find God himself, freaking laser kills
Arceus.
Basically.
That is his actual name.
No, but she said God himself. That was funny.
Do you know what type he is actually?
I do not know. Probably normal.
Not even a second type. He's just
Normal.
pure normal. However, there are items you can find that you can give to him that gives him a second type.
Yep.
As well as, I think there's something to do with his judgment ability that like.
Oh yeah. But also when you do 2-player Nuzlocke, it's a Soul Link. So if your first starter Pokemon dies, their first Pokemon dies. Because that's what a Soul Link is.
So they're connected. The two of them are connected. So if one dies, the other one
dies. Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
So and if one has a water Pokemon, the other player can't have the water Pokemon at all.
Okay.
So it's a challenge. So I'm like, that's not fair. Like, I need a water Pokemon, dude. You can have all the water Pokemon you want. I want the fire ones.
I remember my first rare Pokemon that I kind of found was on Emerald. It was the first Pokemon video game I got my own father to buy from me.
Yeah.
He was visiting because he was working. He worked as part of the military, and he was given some leave, and so he came down for a week to visit us.
Yeah.
And he bought me a Pokemon Emerald. And when I got onto it, I ran into a cave, and I found this Pokemon called Nosepass.
Oh yeah, I remember Nosepass.
And then I killed him. Because I didn't even know that I didn't know how to catch Pokemon.
You only know how to kill them.
Yeah. And then once I learned how to catch Pokemon, and I 4 or 5 hours into the game, I looked up Nosepass. And turns out he's one of the rarest Pokemon who could catch an Emerald ever, period. And I went back to the cave, and for 2 or 3 years, life happened. Drama happened. Ed got divorced with my uncle. Crazy things happened. And for the last 2 or 3 years, every time I went into that tunnel, I have not found Nosepass.
Because you killed him.
Yes. It's so crazy. Man. I think the rarest Pokemon I ever actually captured was Feebas.
I think that, yeah. I think I played Red and Blue Pokemon.
It's so weird.
Yeah, I probably caught 3 Pokemon, then I stopped playing.
It's a massive game.
Yeah, and then I had an Xbox, that original Xbox. And I was playing Grand Theft Auto San Andreas.
That's a classic, man.
And Halo 1, 2, and 3.
I think I remember playing one of them at my cousin's house. You were in a forest in the first level, and you crash landed, and level transitioned into a temple.
Yep.
Okay.
I played 1, 2, and 3, and I played Halo Reach when that came out on the Xbox 360.
That is such a sad game.
Yeah, because of the ending, but the whole story was actually really good, though. Halo Reach had one of the best stories.
Because it does a good thing of explaining the planet was wholly Spartan controlled and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was an assault by the
Covenant.
Covenant, and they actually were very close to repelling it. And like the last ship managed to scrounge out a signal, and the entire continental fleet of the Covenant army came to assault the planet again, and they lost. I think I just spoiled Halo Reach.
I beat the game before.
Oh.
I beat it like 3 times on different difficulties.
Okay.
Yeah, because I remember, like, you're the last Spartan alive because all the other ones died off.
You are.
And then you die at the end of the game. The end.
You do.
I think it was the captain who went out first, or was it Cat? I don't remember.
No, the captain was the second to last next to you.
Oh yeah, Cat was the first one. She got headshotted by a sniper.
Yeah.
And then George died.
Captain got double spliced. The elite stabbed into him, and the captain stabbed the elite in the chest too, and they both fell off a cliff
and died.
Yeah.
Well, we didn't even see the sniper guy died.
I think maybe we might have heard of it, like something on the comms, like you'd hear.
Oh yeah, screaming.
Yeah.
I don't know if he full on died because we didn't see him die right in front of us. We've seen Cat die in front of us. We've seen George died in front of us. That dude with the skull helmet died in front of us.
Yeah.
And the captain dies in front of us. Where was the sniper guy at the whole entire time when people were getting killed off?
No. I think the captain was the guy in the skull helmet.
No.
He looked all bad butt, and he was like a trained military bad.
He's not the captain.
Oh.
The captain was wearing the blue armor, just like Cat, but his was dark blue.
Oh, all I remember was like the guy with the skull helmet was the guy that died right before you did.
No, he was like...
He double teamed with you and trying to take the turret. And
yes, he wasn't the captain. He was freaking, I think, number 3, 4 maybe.
Oh,
because it goes by numbers.
Were you like the rookiest?
Yeah, you're 6.
Oh,
George was number 5. He was number 4.
Okay.
I don't know where. I think the sniper was number 3. I do believe. The cat was 2.
Well, you're getting so much good content for some reason.
And then the guy that was wearing the blue armor was the captain.
Yeah, I suppose so.
And then you were the lone wolf guy before you joined the team.
For a while, I thought you were Master Chief and you joined the team for some reason.
I thought so too. Until they said number 6, I'm like, oh, okay, he's not Master Chief. Master Chief is probably in outer space taking a nap.
And then it turns out that it's a prologue to the whole thing.
Yeah, and then when you play Halo 4, it's like, oh, he just woke up from a nap.
That's when it all started.
And then you got Halo 5. You're finding another Spartan.
And you got Halo 67.
No, you got only Halo 6.
Sorry.
No, you got Halo Infinity.
I think what makes Halo a lot more better than Call of Duty is just it feels more unique.
No, Call of Duty had some good games and some bad games.
I am not saying Call of Duty is a bad game. I am saying Halo is a better game.
You got a lot of people will disagree with you on that, to be honest.
I'm probably going to get a lot of flack for that.
Yeah, you are. Because Call of Duty been out since 2003 as well.
Yeah, I know.
On the original PlayStation 2. And original Xbox.
Alright.
Then you got... What was it? Halo World at War when it came out. And that was the first ever zombies to play, and that shit was scary when it first came out.
It was.
And a lot more people fall in love with Call of Duty because of the zombies.
I think maybe it might be a more personal thing because in my head, I would much rather shoot a galactic laser beam than a M724 musket round. And, you know what I'm trying to say?
It's not a musket. You are using it old school World War II M1 Grand that the Nazis are freaking terrified of when they hear the ding when the freaking M1 gun pops out.
No, I'm trying to ask if you can see from my perspective. I understand why some people might like Call of Duty more than Halo, and I can understand why probably the majority of people do like Call of Duty over Halo. But for me, I prefer shooting a laser gun over a pistol. That is singularly only my opinion, and I respect everyone else's belief.
I like Call of Duty a little bit more than Halo. Because Call of Duty has better storyline.
Alright.
Because when they came out with World at War, you're fighting against the Nazis as the Russians, and you're fighting the Japanese as Americans.
Yeah.
So you're playing two different storylines in one game. And then when they came out with Black Ops 1, that was the hype of the game that year. When they came out with Black Ops 1.
Because I did hear the story there was really good.
It's Black Ops. You got Sergeant Woods and Mason. You play as Alex Mason.
Okay.
Woods is your best friend in that game.
Alright.
And then you freaking blow up a freaking rocket out of the sky with a missile. Yeah.
You blow up a rocket with another rocket?
Basically, yes. It was awesome because you guide the missile and you blow it up.
Okay.
Then when they came out with Black Ops 2, another great storyline.
I have not seen Black Ops 2.
Great storyline. It's based off of Vietnam.
Should probably look into that.
No, it's like in the future, but it shows some backstory in Vietnam with Woods and Mason.
Okay.
It's a really good story because the ending you can choose. I'm not gonna spoil it because you gotta play it for yourself.
Yeah.
The ending's really good, and the zombies were great.
Okay, so I want to describe a game to you. Now, I want to see if this is appealing or not. Okay, so this video game was made by a person who made a video game series that was extremely well made, very popular, and was well liked and loved. It wasn't the best, wasn't the worst, but it was still relatively popular. Now, he, as a person, got really tired and bored of making the same series. So what he did was he completely deviated, made one game that was not at all part of anything, just as like a sort of love letter or a break from making all those other things that had action and stuff. And so the game involves being, and I am not kidding you, a delivery man.
Oh.
But I'm also going to tell you, this game took over 10 years to make, with professional voice acting, including the guy from the Tonight Show guest starring in it.
Oh yeah.
And the main character is the same guy who was the crossbow guy in The Walking Dead.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, he's the main character in it, and it's extremely high graphic in 3D. Now, that's the base premise, is that you are basically in an apocalypse.
Delivering pizza.
Not necessarily delivering pizza. There's like a extremely loose system in the apocalypse where...
What game is this? It sounds interesting.
The
name of the game says.
It's an extremely loose government that barely survived.
I probably know the game. I probably played it before, but I forgot the name of it.
You are paid by the government that's trying to reform from the other world.
No.
As the person that is literally the sole delivery guy to deliver resources to each government foundation, and you also do side jobs of like picking things up and traveling to other places, and you have to...
Sounds like Dead Island.
Yeah, you do have to deal with heat, you have to deal with the cold, and you do have it's a very in-depth weight system analysis where you you could put things on like your right shoulder, and your character for the whole journey to the next installation will lean right, and if you put too much on your right or left, all the packages will fall off, and you're literally rebuilding the entire government as you in a realistic setting, in a real like hyper setting. You are traveling from New York on foot to, I think, San Diego or San Francisco.
That's a long walk.
The whole game is based on the long walk and traveling that far, and the whole thing is extremely graphic and well made. And there is actually some enemies, and as well as actual bosses, and one actual villain, where you do have to fight him when you finally make it all the way to San Francisco or San Diego, and he has like similar powers that you do. Also, beyond even that, the enemies, they're ghosts. The bosses, they're also ghosts. And if the ghosts touch you, you're instantly killed. But not just instantly killed. You go back to the last installation that you delivered from, and when you go back to where you were touched, you find that there's a giant nuclear-sized crater hole that impedes your progress. Because the end of the world is basically, what happened was, people came into contact with the dead. And when you physically touch the dead in that game, a nuclear bomb cataclysmic reaction happens that destroys entire cities and stuff. So that's the premise of the whole game, is to try to rebuild the society even though you're fighting the dead. And the villain...
that's not zombies, that's more ghosts than zombies. Because you're not shooting undead hordes of zombies coming right at you.
And the villain somehow, in some way, in some form, learned how to master or control the ghosts, that not even the government knows how he's able to do it. They have legitimate background information on who he was before he got this power, but he's now able to, like, not necessarily control them directly, but he can push or nudge them. He can bring like boss monsters out, and it's like that. Now, after all this, who do you think? What game series did he make before all that?
The Walking Dead, maybe?
No. What video game series did that guy who made that whole system? What do you think was his series?
Halo?
No.
What?
Metal Gear.
Metal Gear of Honor?
No, Metal Gear, like Metal Gear Rising Revengeance, Metal Gear, the stealth game with the...
Snake Eyes.
Yes. You're pretty good.
I mean, not Snake Eyes, freaking whatever his name is.
I'm sorry, I went on a whole tangent, but I wanted... People can make, like, completely make a...
Medal of Honor is actually a really good game, too.
Yeah. Yes.
That's another war game that a lot of people did love back in the day, too, was Medal of Honor. Now, that was an old game, too, the one on Xbox 360 was Medal of Honor.
Yeah. I think the most recent one was, like, in 2015.
I think so, yeah.
It's about a train. I think maybe I'm remembering it wrong.
Well, they came out with a VR one.
You remember, are you old enough to know what Half-Life is?
How old do you think I am, sir?
The cake is a lie?
I'm 25. Of course I know what Half-Life Alyx is.
No, okay. No, okay. A long time ago on the PC.
Yeah, people played Half-Life. They came out with Half-Life 2 already.
Yes.
And you can play it on VR.
And then after Half-Life 2 was made, there was a joke running because I think they left it on a to be continued sort of note. And then for 10 years they didn't make Half-Life 3.
No.
And then it was made a joke, and then they made Half-Life Alyx, and now Half-Life Alyx is hinting at Half-Life 3.
Well, the cool thing about playing Half-Life Alyx on the VR, freaking, they have a game mode on there.
Yeah?
That it's a mod basically, but it's really cool. It's freaking Hitman, Gunman or something like that.
Gunman.
And you're freaking like John freaking Wick.
Oh,
Yeah, it's freaking realistic, bro. Freaking the gun looks cool and stuff.
John Wick.
Yeah, and you have to take cover and shoot people in the noggin.
Oh crap! Yeah. Last video, I was talking about with John Wick, and we got distracted or something, and we ended up having to end the video. But he was fighting James Bond.
John Wick should have won that, by the way.
You watched? I don't think you watched the video until after the conversation. Did you watch it?
Yeah, I did. John Wick should have won. He's a freaking trained assassin that can kill 30 people at once with a pencil.
Yes, but their argument was that James Bond has fought and killed people like that before. He has experience in fighting people that are a lot stronger than him.
So does John Wick. He takes out freaking ninjas with swords.
Yeah, I know.
Watch the movies, right?
Yeah, there's 3 movies, but I think there's over 30 in James Bond.
Yeah, but John Wick is coming out with the 4th one.
Okay.
The 4th chapter.
Parabellum. They're probably going to end on 5.
Mm-hmm.
My gut says 5 or 6.
John Wick is a good movie. A lot more bloodshed.
But John has gotten so ridiculously powerful in the movies.
Well, that's how he was in the books.
Yeah. The only thing I could see they could up the ante is if they put in somebody that had like a history like him, like another boogeyman. You know what
Well, he's the only boogeyman that he's the one you called to kill the boogeyman.
Do you know what I mean? Like somebody who's like in the myth as well.
No, he's the only one who was in the myth in the book. He's one of a kind. It's like Jack Reacher. He's one of a kind too.
Yeah, I suppose so. I just think it might be good content to find like if John Wick were to ever find somebody that was at his level, it'd be like that scene in like the Superman movie where Superman's fighting that guy who's also from his planet. He's the last one left, and he doesn't want to kill him,
but he had to
because he's like, like if Gunman were to have find somebody that was similar to him, he probably wouldn't want to kill him because he's elite like him and he could relate to him.
Well, here's the thing about assassins. When they hire to kill somebody, they have to do it no matter what.
Yeah, but Jack is also... was his name Jack?
Jack Reacher?
Yeah.
He's an ex-military. He is 6'5" in the books. Solid muscle.
Right.
When they came out with Jack Reacher the movies, Tom Cruise was not the perfect pick for it. Tom Cruise was too short, and he wasn't muscle.
Like the living Terminator.
No, I'm talking about not the Terminator. That was Arnold Schwarzenegger. Go on.
Okay.
No, I'm talking about like who plays as him now in the TV series? Like Alan something. He is 6'2", almost 6'5", but he is freaking jacked. He's like huge.
Okay.
He's as big as The Rock. Let's put it that way.
All right.
Oh, okay.
Secret code.
5-0, 10-0, 10-5,
1-5.
1-5.
50.
We should have just done that. And then 5. What the heck was that? Wrap me up.
I was trying to say, like, we still got 15 on us if we want to go for the hour mark.
Yeah.
Because weirdly enough, this session is like has a lot more content in it, like a lot less silence.
Like, let's see, yeah, in the book, Jack Reacher was 6'5", 200 and something pounds of solid muscle, basically. And he hardly talked.
Okay.
Tom Cruise was not the perfect fit for him. Well, when they came out with the TV show, I think last year or this year, that Alan something played as him, and it's actually from the book.
All right then.
Yeah, like the first episode, there was a killing in this small town apparently, and he got off the bus. He walked down to a diner to eat peach pie or something like that. I don't remember because I haven't watched it in a minute. And the cops come in.
Okay.
So he's used to getting arrested, so he puts like $10 down, puts his hand on the table, and he's freaking big. So the cuffs didn't fit his arms, so I had to use zip ties.
Oh!
And he freaking breaks the zip ties off. He's like,
he just breaks it up.
And he's like, and he does this smart remark. Do you guys recycle? Like, I don't know. Like, do you guys recycle?
There was one moment in I think Jack Reacher, I remember, where he's like in an office. He was arrested, and he tells the sheriff, okay, so the next 10 minutes, you're going to get a phone call. And they're going to tell you to unarrest me and arrest yourself. And then they look at him like he's sarcastic, he's joking, and then
a car comes through the wall and hits him.
He gets a call and he tells him that he's arrested, he's got to unarrest the jacket. It's kind of... I'm sorry, you go ahead, go on with you.
That in the TV show, yeah, I think it was like the second episode is when he went to jail. He beats up like 3 guys in the bathroom. Because he's ex-military. So was his brother. That found, I don't know if I don't want to spoil like the whole thing.
I'm probably not going to watch the show. You can go ahead.
Okay, he finds out they killed his brother.
Okay.
He finds out who kills his brother and kills everybody that freaking killed his brother.
The whole game.
Yeah, the whole people. And like, in prison scene, these 2 guys walk in and freaking bashes the dude's head into the bed frame.
Oh!
Cause he's 6'2", solid muscle. You walk into the wrong freaking jail cell, bro.
I have a topic. I think you might be interested in. It's probably to wrap things up. James Bond versus Inspector Gadget.
James Bond's gonna win on that one.
How do you know? They both got inventions, and they're both like. Yeah, you know what? I didn't think this through.
Yeah, James Bond would kill him with a pistol.
But Inspector Gadget blows bubbles out of his hand.
Yeah, James Bond would definitely win because he has guns. Freaking his car shoots guns.
Yes, but Inspector Gadget has springs on his feet.
Yeah, he's dead. There's no way you can dodge a bullet that fast.
But Inspector Gadget I think he can actually fly.
He's gonna get shot down.
Yeah.
We got heat-seeking missiles.
But he also...
he's dead, bro.
I think one of his hands can turn into toothpaste.
Yeah, he's still dead.
Okay. But I think his...
Closing argument, James Bond will win. Doesn't matter how much gadgets he has, he's dead.
I'm pretty sure he has a nuke that comes out of his pinky finger.
No, he does not.
I'm sorry, I was just trying to put that joke. All right.
He probably does not, because pretty much James Bond that shot him in the forehead, he did.
Yes, that's probably what would happen.
One little. James Bond wins! Fatality.
Fatality.
No.
I want to thank you for doing this.
Uh-huh.
You're
welcome.
Do you want to try to do this once a week again?
I can try. It depends on my schedule.
Alright.
Because sometimes I'm probably working split shifts, sometimes I'm working morning shifts.
We'll try to figure something out, right?
Yeah. I got lucky in going at 5 in the afternoon today. Lucky, I need to go find somebody and tell them that they had to take me to work at 4:30.
I have to go find somebody that I used to know.
Batman?
This has been accidentally on purpose.
Have a nice afternoon.